Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Binary Life, which is a channel that teaches new developers how to code by solving algorithm problems so that you can see the walkthrough. Today, we're going to be solving a numerology algorithm, which is a 6Q kata on codewars. And instead of walking through with you step by step from scratch, I'll prefer to walk through the solution that is already done so that you can see the thinking process that went through behind it. And we may throw a couple of console logs here and there so that you can see how everything is working in the background. So let's try to understand the problem. In numerology, every number has a certain meaning that expresses someone's connection to the universe. This is just some blah blah blah. Now this is the task. Calculate the single digit by adding up every digit in the birth, day, month, date, full year from left to right. Basically, we'll be given a date like this. Anyway, this is just an example date here, and there's an explanation of the way we'll be obtaining the single digit calculation from this. Now this is the date here. If you look at it this way, we see that there is a sum variable that starts with 0 here, and if we remove the first element of this digit, we strip it off, we're going to be left at the second level with this digit here without the 0. So we remove that first number, we add with the 0 here, and then we remove the 6, we add with what was left in sum, and then we remove this 1 here. We just keep removing the first digit, we add with what is in sum. Next will be 4, we add with what is in sum. Now if this is a small condition here, if what is in sum is more than one digit, that is greater than 10, if greater or equal to 10, what do? We sum the individual digits. So this will be 1 plus 1, 11. We'll reinsert it back into sum, which means we'll reinitialize sum with that new addition, and then we continue the operation we're doing before. We strip off this 2, we add to what was in sum, and then we strip up the 0, we add, and then we strip up the 1, we add, and then we strip up the 0, we add, and nothing will be left here, and we're going to return the sum at the end, 5 for this case. So let's try to work through that algorithm. There is a catch-on to this exercise, which is the statement: you will be passed in a date object corresponding to your language, which means you won't be given a date in a string format like this, but you will be given it in form of an object. Now the first step will be to take the date object and convert it to string like this. Now this is where I went through some research on the Stack Overflow. Oh, I've just closed the page, sorry. Yes, this is the page here, and I got a code for it on Stack Overflow, which is how to get the year, month, date from a date object. Basically, that's the code I took and used in our current algorithm here. So the date was given in the parameter, and I collected the month, day here, which is the format here. That's the first step, so that we can start this operation from it. Now the next thing is I got the date in this format here. Now I need to remove the slash. Normally I would have just concatenated everything without a slash. I just wanted to break it down step by step so that you see how we move from one step to another as it's in the description. So how do we do? If I take back this string here, this is our new date, which is in this format with the slash. I split it, it becomes an array, and then I filter the string and remove every digit that is not the slash. That was just to explain the step, how I move from here to here. I repeat, this step is not obligatory. I could just concatenate it directly here. Now the next step is to initialize our sum so that we can start all this arithmetic here to 0. This is 0 here. Now this operation is going to continue in an undefined number of times, so long as there's still digits inside, until they come a place when the digits left is 0. That's why there's a while loop. Why the array's length is greater than 0, meaning why there are still digits inside that array. What do? We need to shift. Shift is a JavaScript function that removes the first element from the array. Like this operation keeps removing the first element, and when we remove it, it's going to return the element that is removed. It's going to strip it off the original array, and then it's going to return what was removed. For example, I have an object like this. Not that, I have an array like this. It's 44 and 55. So if I say array dot shift, we see it returns 44, and what is left? 55. So I remove the first element, and then the plus permits it. Remember, it's a string. The plus permits to convert it to a number, so that I can then add to the sum, which is this action that is taking place here. I remove it, and immediately I add it to the sum. Now this is just a console log, so that we can see the different steps. I can so that we can see what is left with the array. Let me just run the code here. You can see the array is like a triangle form, because this is the work of this console log at line 21, which keeps reducing the size of the array as it keeps removing the first element. That's it. And then I verify here if our sum has more than 1 digit. In this case, like we had 11 here. If it had more than 1 digit, which means I have to do another sum of the individual digits that are inside. That is why I created another variable sum2 to take care of this sub addition here. And remember, sum is a digit, so I converted it to string, and then I split so that I can have each digit in the form of an array, and then I loop through the array. I do the sum. When I've done the sum, I take sum2, our sub addition, and throw it back into the original sum, because the operation has to continue. That's what was happened here. It was 11 initially, and then it got summed and it was thrown back into the original sum. We now have 2. That is what is taking place here. So this while loop continues until this array will continually be empty itself and nothing will be left, and at the end of the day we are going to return sum. That's basically it, what was happening in the background. I can run our test, and you are going to have the algorithm in the description below, the GitHub link, and the console logs will be removed away, and this additional filter step will be removed away. So thanks for viewing, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you for another video.